Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, Anita, what you doing?
Oh, okay, so I'm rehearsing for our next video. We're gonna have all these like CGI lightsabers and I'm gonna mow down stormtroopers. It'll be so cool.
We don't have a budget for that.
We have a budget for that.
That's not how Jedi mind tricks work.
Boom, boom.
Okay, good talk. Good talk.
Given the reactions of some men to the recent slate of Star Wars movies, you think these films are themselves powerful Jedi mind tricks meant to dupe an unsuspecting populace into believing all that feminist nonsense about women actually being people. Now, to be fair, there were 2 whole Star Wars movies in a row with female leads. Talk about going overboard. Clearly, there should be at least 6 movies with male leads to every 1 movie with a female lead. That's just science. Well, actually, it's about as scientific as those midichlorians introduced in The Phantom Menace. Sure, in 1977, Princess Leia might have seemed like a bold feminist icon. Here was a smart, confident, resourceful woman who didn't take crap from anybody, not even that creep Grand Moff Tarkin. But did you know that she's one of only 4 women to have any dialogue across all 3 films in the original trilogy? A New Hope has Aunt Beru.
I promise.
Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He has too much of his father in him.
Return of the Jedi has Mon Mothma.
We also know that the weapon systems of this Death Star are not yet operational.
And then there's The Empire Strikes Back, which has, this person?
Stand by, ion control. Fire.
Leia herself is definitely a cool character who no doubt provided a valuable on-screen representation of a heroic woman. At least until the 3rd film shoved her into a chainmail bikini and made her a sex object. Yes, I'm still bitter about that one. But the movies themselves make it clear that the Star Wars universe is a universe of men. Aside from the examples mentioned before, literally every single other person who says anything in these films is a man, from the lowliest stormtrooper to the highest-ranking Imperial officer. So the Star Wars movies don't do anything to disrupt the cultural notion that overwhelmingly it's men, not women, who get to be heroes or who get to do anything of any real significance. So it was a huge deal when The Force Awakens came out and didn't just have a heroic woman among the core cast, but actually centered her in the story. Rey gets to be the central hero of these films. They're concerned first and foremost with her journey as a character, and that's awesome! To have it followed up by yet another Star Wars film with a female lead was even more cause for celebration. I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be no more remarkable for mainstream movies to center women than it is for them to center men. But let's be real, we have a long way to go before that's the case. Still, it's pretty hilarious that some anti-feminists found 2 Star Wars movies centering women to be beyond the pale. You can relax, guys. Patriarchy is alive and well. For now. We are thrilled that these films star women and numerous people of color too. It really matters. And if you don't believe me, check out the SWRepMatters hashtag for tons of heartwarming stories about how much it's meant for viewers, adults and children alike, to see people who look like them in the biggest media franchise in the world. It's also great that women are now marginally more visible in the textures of these worlds. But we also have to acknowledge that we're still a far cry from anything resembling equal representation. As members of the core cast, both Rey and Jyn Erso are lone women, surrounded entirely by men. General Leia appears in The Force Awakens, but is not much more than a cameo, though hopefully we'll see more of the late, great Carrie Fisher in The Last Jedi. It's like there's this unspoken rule that you can have as many men in these movies as you want, but there's a hard cap on female members of the core cast, and that cap is 1. Also, the leading women are both white, and while we're seeing more men of color with significant roles in these films, women of color are still relegated to the background. And no, Lupita Nyong'o as the voice of Maz doesn't count, even though she's so wonderful. It seems that if you're an important character in a Star Wars movie, you can either be differentiated from white men by your race or your gender, but not both. So we still have a ways to go. Hopefully soon we'll have a depiction of a galaxy far, far away where the ratio of women to men on screen is closer to 1-to-1 than 8-to-1. You know, something approaching equality. That's what we feminists want, equality. Well, first we want equality, then we want to beam all the women onto spaceships and go exploring the galaxy on our own while all the men have to stay here on Earth.
Beaming up is a Star Trek thing?
Whatever. We hope you're enjoying the FREQ Show. Please share these episodes with your friends, and if you can, donate to help us keep making them.